I am Nirmal, and today our topic is production planning and control. So, in operation management, planning and control are interrelated and interdependent. So, planning is meaningless unless control action is taken. To ensure the success of the plan, control also provides information, feedback, which is helpful in modifying the existing plans, in making new plans in an organization. Similarly, control is dependent on planning as the standards performance are laid down under planning. So, therefore, productions and control should be considered an integrated function of planning to ensure the most efficient production and regulation of operations to execute the plans successfully in an organization. So, production planning and control may be defined as the direction and coordination of the firm's materials and physical facilities towards the attainment of pre-specified production goals in the most efficient available way. So it is the process of planning production in advance of operations, establishing the exact route of each individual's items. So part of assembly, setting standard and finishing dates for each important items or assembly and finished products, and releasing the necessary orders as well as intimating or initiating the required follow up to to effective the smooth functioning of the enterprise. So, thus, production planning and control involves planning, routing, scheduling, dispatching, and expending to coordinate the movements of materials. So, machines and manpower as to quantify and quality time and place. So, it is based upon the old adage of first plan your work, then work your plan. So, now objectives of plan, production planning, and control. The main objectives of production planning and control is to ensure the coordinated flow of work so that the required number of products are manufactured in the required quantity of the required quality at the required time at optimum efficiency. So, in other words, production planning and control aims the following purposes. So, which are now we discuss about this. So, continuous flow of production. It tries to achieve as smooth as and continuous production by eliminating successfully all sorts of bottlenecks in the process of production through well planned routing and scheduling requirement relating to production work, plan requirements of resources. It seeks to ensure the ability of all the inputs, that is, materials, machines, tools, equipment, and manpower in the required quantity, of the required quality, and at the required time so that desired targets of production may be achieved. Co-ordinated work schedules. The production achieve or activities planned and carried out in a manufacturing organizations as per the master schedule in an organizations. The production planning and control tries to ensure that the schedules to be issued to the various departments, units, and supervisors are in coordinations with the master schedules. Optimum inventory. It aims at minimum investment in inventories or inventories consistent with continuous flow of production. Increased productivity. It aims at increased productivity by increasing efficiency and by being economical. This is achieved by optimizing the use of productive resources and eliminating wastage and spoilage. Customer satisfaction. It also aims at satisfying customer requirements by producing the items as per the specifications or desire of the customers. It seeks to ensure delivery of products on time by coordinating the production operations with customers' orders. Production and employment stabilizations. So, production planning and control aims at ensuring production and employment levels that are relatively stable and consistent with the quantity of sales in our organizations. Production and employment stabilizations. So, production planning control aims at ensuring productions and employment levels that are relatively stable and consistent with the quality of sales. So, evaluation of performance. The process of production planning and control is expected to keep a constant check on operations by judging the performance of various individuals and workshop and taking suitable corrective measures if there is any deviation between planned and actual operations. So these are the production planning. Now we discuss about step in production plannings and control. So production planning and control is one of the most important phases of production management. So it is, as a matter of fact, the nervous system of the manufacturing organizations. In manufacturing, it is essential that their production is carried on the best manner at the lowest cost, and the goods are the right quality and are produced at the proper time. This can be ensured only through proper planning and production. But mere planning of productions will not solve the problem, because production plans are not capable of self acquitting and do not lead to automatic accomplishment. For that, the production manager has to take certain steps, like he has to regulate work assignments, review the work progress, and devise methods to bring conformity between the actual performance and planned performance, so that the plans checked out are adheres to and the standard set the planning stages are properly attained and improved. So this is the function standards set at the planning stage are properly attained and improved. This is the function of production control. Also, production controls therefore is a directive functions which involves the coordination and integration of operations and activities of different factors of production with a view of optimizing efficiency. So, optimum efficiency is attainable by proper planning of work, laying down of exact routes which operations shall follow. In our organizations, correct fixing of timetable within which productive operations shall start and come to a close uninterrupted releasing of orders and work facilities and timely initiations of appropriate follow-up steps to ensure smooth functioning of the enterprise. In other words, production control involves planning, routing, scheduling, dispatching, and follow up. So, step in production planning and control. First, planning. Second, routing. 3, scheduling. 4, dispatching. 5, expediting. So, expediting. So, planning, first of all, we discuss about this. What is planning in an organization of production? So, the first important step in production planning is and control is concerned with the careful preparation of production plans. Production plans undermine what will be produced and where, at what time, by whom, and how for detailed planning of operations. The relevant information may be obtained from several sources in the enterprises. Information about quantity and quality of productions to be manufactured may be obtained from customers' orders and the sales budget. And information about production facilities may be obtained from the management and the engineering department in an organization. So, thus, the planning functions formulates production plans and translates them into requirements for men. So, machinery and materials. Whatever be the planning period, production planning helps in avoiding randomness in production, providing regular and steady flow of production activities in organizations, utilizing production facilities to its maximum for minimizing operating cost and meeting delivery schedules. So, coordinating various departments for the enterprise for maintaining proper balance of activities and above all, providing the basis for controlling the enterprise. Now, the second topic is routine. The next important function of production planning and control is routine, which involves the determinations of the path, that is route, so of movement of raw materials through various machines and operations in the factory. So, routing includes the planning of where and by whom work shall be done, the determination of the path that work shall flow or follow, and the necessary sequences of operations to find this path. Emphasis and placed on determination operating data, which usually includes planning of where and by whom work should be done, the determinations of the path that work shall follow, and the necessary sequences of operations. These operating data are contained in the standard process sheet, which helps in making out a routine in the standard process sheet, which helps in making out a routine showing the sequences of operations and machines to be used. So, if the machine loan chart indicates the non-availability of certain machines, alternate routing may also be included on the routing chart in the organizations. The most efficient routing may have to be compromised with the availability of the machines at the particular time of production. In other words, routing establishes the operations, their path and sequences, and the proper class of machines and personnel required for these operations. So, as I said, from the above statement, it can be inferred that routing is one of the highly essential elements and prime considerations of production control, because many production control functions are closely related processes and are independent on routing functions. Thus, it is essential to solve the different problems concerning appropriate personnel, full utilization of machines and determination which with precise degree the time required in the production process. Now, the third point is scheduling. Scheduling is planning the time elements of production, that is, prior determinations of when work is to be done. It consists of the starting and complements or completions time for the various operations to be performed. In other words, scheduling functions determines when an operations is to be performed or when work is to be completed. So the difference lies in the detail of the scheduling procedure to work out effectively the scheduling. So as a part of the production control functions determines the time when each operation called for on the route sheet is to be done on the specified machines in order to meet the desired delivery dates. So good control functions directs not only the time that each particular operation should start but also indicates the progress of each manufacturing part, the amount of work ahead of each machine, and the availability of each machine for the assignment of new work. So schedules are of two types, master schedule and detailed schedule. So activities, if recorded on planned wise basis, would be preparing master schedule, while mere detailed schedules are employed to plan the manufacturing and assembly operations required for each products. Now my fourth point is dispatching. So dispatching is the part of production control that translates the paper work into actual production. So it is the group that coordinates and translate planning into actual production. Dispatching functions proceeds in accordance with the detailed work out and under routing and scheduling functions. As such, dispatching sees to that is the material is moved to the correct workplace, that tools are ready to at the correct place for the particular operations, that the work is moving according to routing instructions. Dispatching carries out the physical work as suggested by scheduling. Thus, dispatching implies the issuance or work orders. These work orders represents authority to produce. These orders contain the following informations. So my fifth point is expediting. So expeditions or follow up is the last stage in process of production control. This function is designed to keep track of the work effort. The aim is to ensure that what is intended and planned is being implemented. Expediting consists in reporting production data and investigating variance from predetermined time schedules. So the main idea behind expeditions is to see that promise is backed up by performance. It includes the following functions, that is check up to ensure that all materials, tools, component parts and accessories are available at all work centers in specified quantities for starting and carrying out manufacturing operations. Check up one of the status of work in progress and completed work at various work stations. This includes collecting informations related to the starting and completion's time and date of work completed, status of work in progress relative to schedule completion dates, positions of movements of materials, components, parts, and sub assemblies within the plant and inspection results. So, preparation of a progress records and keeping the control boards up to date, reporting to manufacturing management also on all significant deviations so that corrective actions may be taken. It also includes reporting to production planning department so that future plans may be adjusted. Thus, production planning and control by implementing the both discussed phases ensures the manufacturing of goods of right quality, quantity, and at competitive market rates. One thing must be borne in mind that production planning and control is a never ending process and its various functions are interdependent. So, thanks a lot for watching.